I've worked for myself since I'm 21 years old. I just had my 48th birthday. I have never had anyone else write a check to me. I write every one of my checks. And what I found when I had all my businesses is that it's hard to promote your core business. If you go to people and you say, support me, support my business, you have a lot of haters out there. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
They say they're going to support you, and they don't. They just don't. So what I would do is I would do events for people that had nothing to do with my business. So I would start a farmer's market or a music festival, a music series, an art festival, and invite the community to it with no expectation from them. And because I did good things for the community, they did good things for me. So I had an idea that I could utilize events, specifically networking events, in order to bring the community together, help everyone in the community, be very altruistic, and that be my primary concern. But it would produce a lead funnel for me that I would never have to create another lead again. And I took that idea and refined it and spoke with many business people, and they were all very into it. They wanted to write a check immediately before I'd even done it, if you can imagine. Then I said, I know I'm onto something really good here, because people fail miserably at doing events, and they're poor at networking because they have that "it's for me" attitude. So I sold the businesses that I owned, and I became a real estate agent. I became a real estate agent primarily because I felt it was the best way to give social proof to my networking events. Because a real estate agent is someone that provides a lot of leads, a lot of referrals to other people, works with people. You know, they help people achieve goals, and they need leads to live. If they aren't connected to a buyer or a seller, how do you make money, right?
Sure.
So I put together my networking event and my systems in place and refined it and started doing them right away and consistently. My first networking event, I had 8 people at that event.
I was just about to ask you that. All right, yeah, go.
And that was sort of by design, because I was looking for people that I could work with, and just to put together how the system would be and get allies or ambassadors or delegates to help me. And I would help them in turn. I mean, I told them exactly what I'm going to do for them, how I'm going to make them rock stars. You know, it's all about being a rock star and a local celebrity. So the first event had 8, the next event had 50. By the time I was at my third event, I was in the hundreds of people attending those events. And, you know, looking back at where it was and where it is, they grow all the time. If I want to have 500 people at an event, I'll have 500 people. If I want 1,000, I'll have 1,000. And with my systems, it takes me very little effort to do it. Then I can concentrate when I get back home on my social media and helping the people that I met at the events. I mean, I do most of my work from this very sofa you're on, that I'm sitting on right now. A sphere of 20,000 people locally.
Yeah, I mean, that's super cool. And this target audience that's going to be watching this is mainly aspiring entrepreneurs, right? You said at your first event you had 8 people. I mean, for you, obviously, you had a bigger vision of it. But the average entrepreneur, they would see that as a failure because they're having their first event. They want hundreds of people there. Like, tell us a little bit about the mindset that you had, because it doesn't seem like you were phased. Of course, you may have had your, we wish a couple more people came. But you looked at those 8 people as an opportunity. You didn't get frustrated. You didn't say, I'm not doing this anymore. What was your mindset behind that at that point?
Well, first of all, I had no expectation of how many people were going to show up. I wasn't trying for hundreds of people to show up. And secondly, I don't believe in failure. There's no such thing as failure in my book. It's process. So if you've never done something before, the best thing you can do is attempt to do it and learn. People will ask me all the time, well, how do you do something? And I say, you do it. There's no... Now, I happen to not be a person that, can sit in a classroom and have someone talk at me or have a speaker talk to me or utilize a coach. I'm basically unteachable and incorrigible. Now, because of that, having that attitude, it makes me figure out how to do things on my own. I'm a true out-of-the-box thinker, so everything I do is within my control, and it's unique. And that's what I encourage the listeners to do. Don't think in terms of failure. It's a process. It's steps towards your ultimate goal. And people think it looks like a straight staircase up. It's an up and down and up and down and up and down. But there's no failure there.